Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me on this evening's episode where tonight I'm going to share some of my thoughts with you on this particular episode. So I won't bring a topic for discussion tonight, but I'm going to just share my thoughts. So stay right with me. You don't want to go nowhere, and I'll be right back. All right. Thank you guys so much for coming back and joining in with me on this evening's episode. And like I said, this episode, I just want to kind of share my thoughts with you. But I want to say hello to everyone in the Evolve podcast listening world. How are you? You already know this is the podcast that builds one another up. Share your opinions, your thoughts, ideas, beliefs, and your feelings, where you're never outcast for being who you are. So in the listening world, who is listening? And how do I know you're listening? I get to see the stats of how many listeners are actually listening in each month. You know, the stats will either go up or they will go down for that month. And my stats have been going up. So I know that you're with me. Thank you. But for those who are actually listening and taking something from each episode to either have it either help you in your healing or able to help you in evolving. How about that? Well, I am glad these episodes are at least helping in one way or another. Believe me, when I tend to fall into that area of uncertainty, I go and I listen myself to my episodes. I go back and I listen to them. So you're not the only ones having to go back and listen. But anyways, I didn't quite have an episode ready. So I just kind of wanted to do an episode where I can just kind of chat with you, take some time out and share my thoughts and advice on certain things. And one in particular, I wanted to talk about that kind of really, bothered me. It stayed with me. When something stays with me, for a while, then I know, okay, I'm going to share my thoughts about that. But one I wanted to talk about was scams. I don't know how many of you knew about this, but there was a death of a woman that resulted from a scam, and the scam was on two individuals. And it really bothered me because it resulted in the death of a woman who honestly, just was there to do her job, and I want to say people, we are in the last days. We really are in the last days, and we must, because it's so much is happening, it's so much happening. And I can remember when, times when work was safe, you could, get up and you can go to work and look forward. You'd be so happy when you get off of work and you look forward to returning the next day. But now it's not safe anymore, and it's not safe anywhere. And, I just want to say, people, guard yourselves. When it sounds too good to be true, majority of the time it is. And don't follow through with it because, people want money. People want money today. People are running after greed. They're running after greed. That's what they're running after. And in doing so, that means that they will do anything to get it. Now, here is a lady that was working, making a living to provide for herself, something that many of us do and have to do. But when your safety is affected, it's time to let it go because the job will move on. Let me tell you, how many jobs have moved on, once I was gone, so they move on. If you should have to leave it, they will replace you. And jobs such as, Lyfts and Ubers, those are dangerous jobs in case we riders, haven't realized that. Just like police officers, their job is risky, but it's dangerous. So people, if you're scamming, stop. It's not worth it. And think of those you're scamming. This lady lost her life behind a package, trying to deliver a package. If the area doesn't look safe or look like it's, the area looks like it's too far, refuse that delivery. Refuse it. Your life is not worth taking chances on. So I wanted to just briefly speak about that because I know we got to make a living, but we also have to be aware of the people we may come in contact with or situations we could be put into trying to make that living. So let's keep, ourselves safe. Okay, let's do that. So now the next thing I wanted to speak about is the Evolved podcast. Now has a subscription, y'all. Yeah, now you can subscribe to the show. Yes, you now can, you can subscribe to the first, the very first month will be $5, and you'll get, in that first month, a Evolved podcast t-shirt, and you can see those t-shirts. I'll tell you about that in a little bit. And all the episodes, the future episodes recordings, you can get the transcripts, and you'll also get a welcome letter that will tell you all about what to look forward to on a monthly basis. So, and you talk about surprises, well, you're in store for them. I know not many people think, lives can be impacted by, an online community. The truth is, let me tell you, it can. There are thousands of people who either work from home or who are home building their online community with podcasting. Let me tell you something. I was watching Jeopardy, just home watching Jeopardy. And, the show, with the Alec Trebek, that show. Well, and the new host who's now hosting asks each one, what did they do? And all of them said what they did. And guess what? One lady was a podcaster. That's right, a podcaster. And let me tell you, if you think podcasting is easy, it's not. Let me tell you, I thought, it's easy. No. It's not easy. Once you get over the anxiety, the nervousness, the panic attacks that you may have, then it becomes easy. Podcasting takes time to grow and build an audience. But after your first year or two, when people really start to notice and listen, you'll start to notice, you're getting listeners, not just your family and friends, but you're getting, other people who are also listening. But I was told from several podcasters who are up, and out there and strong, said it took them years just to get where they are now. And it wasn't overnight, it wasn't an overnight thing, it was work. And it was being able to interact with your audience. And, your audience will know if it's crap or not. They'll know. So if your stats are growing and steady growing, then you're on your way. So Evolved Podcast is on its way. As long as we ain't got the naysayers and the showstoppers, trying to intervene, Evolve Podcast is on its way. So you now can subscribe to the show, and you will be glad you're in support of this podcast. So I would really appreciate it, to have your support, because I don't want to, you to just, just listening, because you get those people who are just, let me see what she's doing. Let me see what she, no. If you're doing that, don't even bother don't even bother taking the time out to listen. I want real listeners. I want people to listen to the episodes and get something from it and enjoy it. And if you enjoy it, then support it. That's what I want. It took time to get to this point, but it's happening. And I expect it to be a success and able to say years down the road, I want to have people say, your episodes really did impact my life. I want to hear that. I do this to heal people, even myself. It's people who have gone through things with no one to talk to or lean on. Well, this podcast is all about being your shoulder and being here when you need this podcast to be. It's no show for me. I am not looking at someone else's podcast saying, oh, I need to be like that one or that one. No, this started when I was seeking healing for myself. And the best way I healed was by speaking. I have been podcasting now for about 2 years, and it has been one of the best things I've ever done. I can feel so down and sad, but once I am able to speak, I feel so much better. I have obstacles, in my way, and how do I cope? I speak about it. So if you think for 1 second, this girl is looking at you and getting her up and get going by looking at you, guess what? I'm not. I find that in order to get up and get going, I have to get rid of all the showstoppers. That means all the naysayers, all the peekaboos, the ones that's peeking and seeing, trying to see what you online doing, all the peekaboos and all the I got yous, and do what it is I'm meant to do. That's what it is. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. I don't have time. I don't have time to see what you're doing. I don't have time to go and look at your page or go look at your podcast or go look at what. I don't have time. I have time for what I'm doing. I'm doing what I'm doing because I want to impact lives. I want to save people. I want people to heal. That is why I do what I do. And it means so much to me. Let me tell you, I am at this moment, going through some things. But let me tell you, what makes me feel better is being able to interact with you guys online, with my listeners, because I want to, share things with you to help you to heal and to get over whatever it is that you're going through. That's my goal. This is I have to keep doing what I'm doing. This is what's destined for me to do. Like they say, they have callings. Well, I believe, I've prayed, and I know that this is my calling. So if you're trying to stop the girl, give it up. Because God above has instilled this in me. Let me tell you, he has every day that I pray. He gives me, the strength to go on, and he and he, embeds in me and tells me, keep going. This is what I want you to do. I don't want you to do all that other stuff that you want to do. I want you to do this. I want you to tell people your story. I want you to heal people, help people heal, So you wonder why she is doing this or that and, why she's out there. You see a woman out there and she just doing her thing out there and, you're like, why is she doing that? Why? You know why? She didn't let anyone deter her. She didn't let your doorstopper prevent hers from opening. That's why she's up there and she's doing what she's doing. I keep it moving. And I don't let one monkey stop this show. So although they try, but if you do what it is that I put so much effort in, and that's these episodes, you'll see how beneficial it really is to your situation. So with saying that, I like to tell you guys, to introduce you guys, yes, Evolved Podcast has a podcast website. It's now up, and you can take a look You can also order your very own t-shirt if you don't want to subscribe. You